Alright guys, I felt like it was a good time to do an update. If you haven't seen my other video, I'll go over real quickly what I have going on here. So I, last week, set up a very simple DIY, on the whim, ebb and flow system. And just to explain how it works real quick, I have a pump in my reservoir that pumps up into the first tank, and in each tank I have a bilge pump. These are made for boats. They run off 12-volt batteries. They use very little amperage. Each one of these uses up to 1 amp, which hardly draws anything on this battery. I have a float switch in each one, so when the water gets up to a certain level, the switch activates, turns on the pump, which pumps water into the next tank and goes to the next tank and the next tank in a cycle. On the last tank, we have our pump in the back, and that is a return line that goes all the way back down into the reservoir. In between the totes, I put in these knobs here so I could adjust the flow. I had to tweak it a lot to get it to the point where I wanted it, so I could raise the flow or decrease the flow in order to increase or lower the water in the tank behind. So basically, if I want this water level higher, I would just turn down the flow here. If I wanted the water level to be a little lower, I would turn up the flow, and so on and so forth. Each one of these pumps is wired into this battery. It's a 12-volt battery. I actually borrowed this from one of my boats. It was a brand new battery that I purchased last month. And honestly, this is only a 1 amp trickle charger, and this is more than enough to keep this battery fully charged. My gauge right now is at 13.4 volts, which is a fully charged battery, and that's with two pumps running, 3 pumps running actually right now. So as you can see, my system is on right now. There's water pumping into the first one, pumping into the second one, pumping into the third one, fourth one, and eventually that'll go back to my reservoir. I have everything on a timer. I have it to run every 2 hours during the day when the lights are on, and then twice at night, just to keep everything high humidity. And so far, the plants are liking it. A few things that I would change next time. So first of all, lava rock. I had no idea. I've sold aquatic rock and driftwood for many years, and I've always been under the impression that lava rock is pH neutral. So either A, it's not, or B, there's something in this lava rock that I bought from Home Depot that is raising the pH in the water. I've narrowed it down to the lava rock. So basically what's happening is a little tiny bit of water stays in the bottom of each one of these tubs. In the 2-hour time span that it stays in there, the pH level goes up to 7.7, 7.8, and then when the fresh water comes through, around 6.5, 6.6 is where I like to keep it. So next time, no lava rock. Either no substrate at all for me, or maybe some clay pebbles, even though they're quite pricey compared to these. A 50-pound bag of lava rock is like $6, and a 2-pound bag of clay pebbles is about $10, so there's a big difference. Secondly, I will figure out a way next time to drain all of the water out of the system, 100% of it. I don't like the fact that there's a little bit of water on the bottom. My system runs every 2 hours, so it's not, stagnant water, but I would rather have my roots be out in the air 100% while the system's drained and not flooded. Right now, most of the roots are above the water line, but I will figure out a way, maybe build a little platform here, so that way the roots can't get through, and I think that would probably suffice. And other than that, it's a pretty solid system. I mean, this is a DIY system. I mean, everything you see here is from Amazon, Home Depot, and Walmart. The tubs are about $8 a piece. These pumps are the 350 gallon per hour pumps off Amazon. I think it's the cheapest ones you could buy. They run off 1 amp draw. I mean, they really use little energy at all. The float switches were $6 or $7, I believe. The pumps were $13. Don't quote me on that. The lava rock was $6 and change at Home Depot. 20 foot of this 3/4 inch pond tubing was 20 bucks. And a battery, of course, is gonna run you about 100 bucks. Make sure you use a deep cell battery, like one that's made for marine environments or RVs or whatnot. They're made to be drained, and can withstand being drained a lot easier than a regular car battery. The timer on Amazon, close to 20 bucks. This charger at Walmart, maybe $14.98. I do have air stones hooked up to air pump. That didn't cost me anything. I had it already. So each tub has an air stone. That helps with the gas exchange. All the wire in here is kind of a hodgepodge. I had it already in my garage, so that didn't cost me anything. And so far, it's a pretty cool system. I have been tweaking it a lot, so I've been running it for about a week now, and I've had to every day just tinker with it and watch it, babysit it. But it works good. I mean, I don't have to be in here. I guess I'm just a little paranoid right now with all the water in here. Oh yeah, one other thing I will change. So before this became my reservoir, I had some Java moss growing on some driftwood in here. I don't mind the driftwood because that helps buffer the pH levels of my reservoir, but I don't like the idea of having other plants in here. And I'll probably take the driftwood out, drain this, and get it back to pristine shape, put a cover on it, because I think that any of the light that hits this water could, you know, affect the water quality and maybe encourage some growth in there. So I'll probably make a cover for the reservoir or get a darker colored reservoir. And I can show you what I got going on in the reservoir. It's pretty low tech. I've got just a regular water fan in there to aerate the water. I've got a water heater for cold nights. And there's my pump from Harbor Freight. That is $7.99 right now. It's just enough to get the water up about 4 feet. Works good. And a big hodgepodge of wiring that I need to clean up. This is an IBC tote, so a 320 gallon tote cut in half. It holds 150 gallons when it's full. Other than that, that's about it. I do have some other experiments going on down here. I won't get too crazy with it, but I have some Java moss mats growing. So this Java moss mat here has some air stones in it, and it's sitting on top of gravel with a water bed. And this one is just on top of basically the tote on a plastic grid, and I just spritz it every once in a while. This one is doing better than that one, believe it or not. So the air stone's really not making any difference at all. I have some anubias and java fern growing in here, air stone, some gravel. This was just something, I was bored one day, put a pump in here, pumps water from one side to the other to keep a little bit of circulation going. The plants are super happy in that environment, let me tell you. And then, oh, this is just my my bonsai bush, we'll call it, that I completed today. Came out pretty good. It's actually the first one I've ever done. But hey, hit that like button, subscribe. I have hundreds of videos that will be coming out. I'm gonna run these for at least 3 or 4 months, and I'm gonna do video updates at least on a weekly basis. So be sure to follow me so you see those when those videos come out. Subscribe so you get notifications. I appreciate it.